back to HAJIME Inside USA Judo's interview series. I'm your host, Hannah Martin, and today I'm happy to welcome Janine Cotti, former national team member, national and former national champion, and she was a silver medalist at the Pan American Championships back in 2010. And now you are coaching, you are a registered dietitian, and you're a mother, so you're very busy. How are you doing today?
I'm here and I made it on time. And my kids are being watched, so good.
Yeah, we won't keep you too long because I know you have two young kids, two young daughters, so I know it's hard to take time away to have some quiet time because they probably want to come
This
and
is my
play with
quiet
you.
time, so take as long as no, I'm just kidding. My mom's watching.
How old are your two girls?
One's about to be 3 and one just turned 1.
Yeah,
So
so you are for sure really, really busy. So let's just start from the beginning for people who may not know you. Obviously, I know you because we go way back. We used to actually compete against each other
a
back
lot.
in the day a lot, actually. Because like you were, we would compete at local tournaments, we compete at national events, also internationally. I think we've met a few times. So yeah, we
Olympic
were,
trials.
yeah. Olympic trials, we also fought there, and in 2008, this is like how long ago it was.
The last
We both
trial.
were like always in the same like I was 57 kilos, you were 57 kilos, and we both moved up to 63 kilos. So we both were like, I think also dealing with like weight cutting issues. So we can talk about this maybe later on. But so yeah, it's like a great throwback to talk with you
I
today.
know. To catch up. It's been a while.
It's been a long time. So yeah, let's start from the beginning. How did you get into judo? How did it all start for you?
All right, let me try and remember correctly. Um, my dad started judo when he was like 15. And so he was an assistant instructor at my local dojo here. And so my older brother did it by default. And then I just wanted to copy everything my older brother did. So they let me go in early. I think I was like 4.5. And I
Wow.
remember like the first day of my class too. I was so excited. And yeah, that's how I got into it.
So you got it because you wanted to do judo because your brother was doing judo, right? So you were like, I can do judo
Yeah.
too. Or
I didn't know what it was.
it was like a family thing, right? Because your dad was doing judo and your brother, so it's
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah. So
what's kind of like kept you going? Because you stayed doing judo for quite a long time and you competed, everywhere around the world, trained everywhere around the world. So yeah, what kept you hooked?
gosh, I think in the beginning, like I just had so much energy and I would have tantrums a lot. So it was really good for like I think emotional regulation for me and just getting all that energy out that I had.
Hmm.
And then I tried team sports, volleyball. They were super fun, but I just really liked having all the, responsibility and pressure and I could control the outcome better in judo, I felt like.
Hmm.
So I went back to that all the time. And what kept me going was just I wanted to go to the Olympics
Yeah.
and just it just was a good staple goal to have to keep my eyes on, but I just love the sport also. And it's just fun to fight people.
I
It's fun.
agree.
I know everything about judo like I love, so
Yeah.
except for
It's
the
really
hard training. I'm not gonna do that
I
anymore,
love
but
I love the hard training. I love the feeling like after training when like your whole body has this like it's like really hard to explain this, but it's like your whole body is just like exhausted, but you feel really good at the same time.
yeah,
Everything is sore, like your
it's so
hands hurt,
weird.
everything hurts, but it's like the best feeling I think in the world,
So
to be honest.
exhilarated.
Yeah, and
But
it's hard to like find a sport now that like matches this feeling. I think I'll never feel like this again unless I like come back to judo
I
again.
know it's impossible. Tried a lot of stuff, and it's just like
Yeah, yeah,
throwing people and getting thrown is
yeah.
like maybe wrestling, but the culture, the culture of judo.
Hmm. It's just special. It's special. Like you meet like some really amazing people in judo, and it's just like Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a lifetime thing, you know. You stay involved, like you're still involved, so um
Yeah.
it's a lifetime thing. So
Mm.
you are originally from California
Yes.
and you moved to the East Coast when you were pretty young. So what's yeah, how did this happen? When did you decide to make this move
Oh
over
man.
to Wakefield? Because I remember when you came over to my side of the country.
Yeah, what a crazy culture shock for me. I think it's part of just my personality. Like I grew up like my parents were kind of overprotective, like
Mhm.
Japanese parents. And they always made sure I was safe and stuff.
Mhm.
And I just felt like that wasn't a realistic interpretation of the world for me. I don't know. I was 21, so I didn't even know. Well,
You were
you know,
21. Wow. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know much about the world, but that was just my assumption. So I thought it would be good for me to grow, and just put myself in a very difficult situation where I was alone.
Yeah.
So it was difficult and I was alone. Like my family wasn't there. But and I think I was like a little impulsive too. So I just didn't think and I just dove into the
One day
idea.
you woke up and you're like, I'm moving. And your
Yeah,
parents
because
are
we went
like,
to a
what?
camp. Yeah, me and Marty went to Israel Hernandez. He had a camp in Miami.
Mhm.
And then so we went to that. And then after that, we went to Jimmy's camp. And I liked the energy there. And I felt like Jimmy was a coach that I would feel like would be a good guidance for me in life too, because he was just
Mhm.
a good, well-rounded person. So
Yeah.
I came back and I was like, I'm going there.
That's awesome. I think Jimmy's really good at like motivating. I don't know, like even
Yeah.
today when I speak with him, I'm always like, wow, like you just motivated me to like do something, you know?
Right? Go run a marathon. You just
Yeah.
like coffee with him. You're like,
Yeah, it's like kind of dangerous to talk with him sometimes because you're like, wait, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go run a
yeah,
marathon, you know?
it's good though. It's definitely the gift that he has.
Yeah, like he's really like he brings a lot of positivity out into the atmosphere or something and you're around him and you're like, "Oh wow, I can do this too." You know? And you really believe it and it's a great thing, I think. So, um
Mm,
it's a great and he's a I think a very good yeah, like mentor and coach in that way. For being positive and motivating you, visualizing what you want and things like this. So,
yeah, and like being tough on you when you need it, being blunt
yeah.
with you.
Yeah, this is important too. So, you competed at a very high level. You were a silver medalist at the Senior Pan American Championships, and you also competed, at World Championships and other competitions. So, tell me about, some of your favorite moments as an athlete.
Um, my favorite moment, I feel like that sticks in my head is I think it was the 2009 Senior Nationals because it was the first nationals since I moved to the East Coast
Hmm.
and my family came down. I think it was in San Diego. They came down to watch me. My mom never gets to watch me like in my senior career, so I was like, oh, I gotta show up for my mom. But no, it was just nice having them there. And then I made my first world championship team. It was with Crystal Ransom. She's tough, right?
I remember her. Yeah.
So we did a fight off after the actual national tournament, and it was just brutal. Like we kept going back and forth, and then it was the first time like my Tai Otoshi worked. So it was just a big moment in like 1 second that everything changed, and it was really exciting.
And you were fighting 63 kilos at this time. So before I remember because we fought each other when we were both 57 kilos, like the year before. I was still fighting 57 in 2009 because I fought Marty Malloy in the final, but
Um,
she
okay.
she beat me and she went to the World Championships that year. I was really sad.
Okay. My last match was our 57 was our Olympic trial match, actually.
Okay, that's the last time you fought 57.
First in my life. And then
Wow.
you beat me with this like step over move do you remember? I
You
was like,
know,
what the
I
heck is she
actually
doing?
am gonna
How am I
so
on my back?
actually at the at Jason's club, Jason Morris's club, he has like a huge picture of me with this throw.
Yeah, I've seen that in the background of like just casual judo pictures and videos. I'm like, damn, like I'm never gonna forget that moment.
Yeah, so that's like yeah, it's a picture I always have in my head because I remember I'd be training and look up and be like, oh, that's me.
What
There's a
motivated
big
you? I
sticker
mean,
of me. Like,
it was a great moment in match, even though I lost. Like, do you remember that like Rocky thing was playing when we walked out?
yeah, Rocky was playing. It was like, one of the best. It was a really cool competition experience. And we both were like super young. I think I was 20 years old maybe, or turning 21. I don't remember, but it was back
Oh
in
my God.
2008. So it was like really amazing and like the crowd was cool. It was a great atmosphere and I loved it. I loved the trials. So
Oh, me
regardless
too.
of the outcome, because obviously both of us we didn't go to the to the
Yeah.
Olympics, but like
Yeah.
it was a really great experience and I think it helped motivate me to like want to try to also make an Olympic team in the
Heck
other
yeah.
games,
So
obviously.
within reach, right?
Yeah, it felt like it. And I wasn't even like trying to make them two. My goal was to go there and like win one fight. That was like, okay,
Oh my God,
just
no
want to lose the
way.
first fight.
After that match, I was like, dang, she must have studied my judo because where did she come up with that move?
I actually didn't. So I don't know.
Okay.
I just wish I wish I
You
was
just
like fearless like I was when I was 20, like as my career went moved forward, but
me too. Me too. It's a lot to carry
yes.
as you go on and on.
Yeah, as you move forward and you start fighting more internationally and doing more training camps, you get more like aware, I think, and you start to like I don't know, develop some, fears or like I don't know, you get injured as well, so you start being a little bit afraid to like go for it. That's the
Sure.
issues I
You have ups, but you also have downs, and you have to just navigate all that.
yeah, for
Did you
sure.
fight a lot when you're a junior, like junior international competitions?
Not really actually. I mean, I only went to like a few and
I did too.
didn't really start competing a lot until I was a senior. So I was just competing like junior nationals and stuff, but never did anything really. How about you for the juniors? Because I don't remember.
Well, I didn't even really like care for judo that much until after high school, so I just did
I
it
was
because
in high school and I was
fun.
like doing judo because I was like it was just the thing I had to do. And then
Yeah, me
I really
too.
like stayed with it after I went to the Junior World Championships in 2006. And
Really
I
cool.
was gonna say, hey, this is it. This is my last competition. I finished at the Junior Worlds and I went to the Junior Worlds and I was like, this is kind of cool. I think I'm gonna stay. And look I like just stopped judo like in 2024. Like, I don't
I
know.
did the same. I quit, and I was like, I'm going to college now, but yeah.
Yeah. What about international moment? What was your like best moment as a competitor?
Oh my God, I get anxiety thinking about it because I was always so
Sorry, I'm
nervous.
bringing you back.
International, shoot. I had a really good time training with the Komatsu team in Japan. Jimmy sent the guys to uh somewhere, and then he sent us to Komatsu um for I think it was like 2, 3 weeks we were there. It was
Mhm.
freaking hard. Like they just go, 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 go. And I mean, that's what you need, right? You want that, but it's it, it's like mentally tolling. And then it was leading up to the Tokyo Grand Slam.
Mhm.
So me and the other 63 girl were like always going at it and like kicking each other.
Yeah,
It
there's a
got
lot
a
of
little
kicking
catty
involved in
sometimes. Yeah, I did some kiki, but I'm just kidding. Waza was like superior, so I was getting my butt beat every day. Um, but in hindsight, you're like, man, what a great experience. Like that was really good for me. And in the tournament, I drew the girl first round that we were training all the
Oh,
time.
you did? No way. Like,
It was Ayumi Tanimoto's younger sister. So
cool. Okay.
Ayumi is like an icon. Like I was like, oh my god, she's one of my judo idols. So it was conflicting for me.
So crazy. But like, what are the odds? Like, it always happens, right? It's like you're like this kind of
Yeah.
thing. I feel like always just like that's how it happens in the world. This things play out like this. So last
Yes.
question about your like judo career. What lessons from competition like still stay with you today? Competition and training, like what, some of the judo lessons or judo values you've learned through your career.
I think just as a whole, like the inner resolve that you have after pushing yourself that hard and being in another country by yourself or
Mhm.
your family and just I mean, you're in another country right now,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I live in Austria, so and I
Oh,
lived I lived in overseas now for like 8 years. So
oh
it's
yeah. That's cool.
it's a little
But
different. It's yeah,
teamwork.
just have to learn to adapt, right? What you learn actually like by doing judo, you have to adapt all the time to every weird situation. So I guess I'm
Yeah.
just like built for this from all the judo I've done. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's definitely hard, but it makes you stronger and it builds a good relationship with yourself, I guess, because you're
Yeah,
alone a lot. So
yeah.
I think that just helped me throughout life because I always knew that I could depend on myself
Mhm,
to hard situations. And, I didn't make the Olympics. So that was really difficult to
mhm.
walk away from that. But, um, that also something that you learn about yourself that, you can get through that too. Like I thought that was my life. But just they're really some deep lessons that judo teaches you.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I like what you said, like it kind of teaches you how to like, be independent and figure out like you can do things on your own and you can do it and also dealing with like some
Yeah.
really, hard moments like not making the Olympics. I also know this feeling. It's a really hard feeling to it's a really hard emotion to get over and to like realize, okay, I am more than this, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's because when you base your whole life off of like a big dream and it doesn't happen, it's like, yeah, it's
It's
quite
tough,
emotional.
but
It's
like
like a funeral. I felt like I had a funeral for myself,
me
sort
too.
of.
I felt like I was dying. Like not dying, but I felt like a part of me was just dead for a while.
Yes, this is exactly it. Like I had to have like a part of me like died, and it's like so weird to say this, but it's true. Like I had kind of have a funeral for myself. It was
Oh,
really
damn.
sad. It was sad. It was a hard time, but like look at you now. Like you are still involved in the sport, right? And you are giving back in a really great way. So um
Mm.
we
I
do
got
come
to
out
see
of
your picture.
it.
Yeah.
But so my next question is, so you are coaching. Are you coaching with your father's dojo, or do you have like your own dojo?
I used to coach when I first came back a lot, and then when I had my daughter, I just didn't really have time to do
Hmm.
it anymore. I'm still trying to work that into my schedule more because, you know, it's it's important to go back to your roots and
Yeah,
there's sense that helped you and that those kids are living that experience, so you want to be there for them too.
yeah,
But plus it's my dad, I want to help him,
yeah, of course.
but he's
So,
old school. He's like, I don't need any help, so
so I saw like because I'm on social media, you're doing some like classes for women, or is this
oh yeah, yeah,
what you're doing right now?
that's my judo baby. So I teach a women's judo class, and it's just for anybody that wants to start it for the first time. And so I get a lot of people that have never done sports or never done judo before, and they love it. It's just the hardest thing is spreading it because, BJJ, everybody knows what that is nowadays, but judo, like, they're like, what is that? So I started a really goofy series called What Even is Judo? So we're having fun with that. Hopefully, we could spread it out to our community.
Yeah, I see some of it. It comes around sometimes because like the thing is when I'm over in Europe, I don't always see like everything because of the time zone differences. Like a lot of times it doesn't. I don't get like it on my feed. But I
Yeah.
was checking up on you recently because I was going to talk with you, And
I know, right?
I thought it was quite cool, like quite like very funny what you're doing, but also a great idea. Also, the great
Like
great
it's
idea
really
at the same
dorky,
time.
but my daughter's too young to call me cringe, so I can still do stuff like that.
Yeah, just keep doing it, and even if she still thinks you're cringe, you gotta keep going for it. When who cares what they think? They'll still love you,
Yeah,
I hope.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Exactly. So I spoke with Malaya, Manenbog. I'm not sure I'm saying her last name correctly, but
Yeah.
I spoke with her a few episodes ago, and she told me that she is working with you. You are helping her with her nutrition, and this is the re main reason why I wanted to speak with you today, because I want to talk to you about your um, yeah, you're like a registered dietitian, and that you are working with a lot of the national athletes right now that are, competing. So I want to talk to you about like weight management and, the importance of this and why it's important to, have great nutrition and work with someone like you. So give me, yeah, let's start with like weight management. Why this is a huge part of judo. So why do we need to why do we need to watch our nutrition? Maybe you can answer this better than me because you are the the expert at this, but what's it's not only about weight cutting, but it's about like what you're putting in your body to fuel yourself. So
Yeah.
I'll give you the floor.
It's all stuff that we probably know, but it's not like exciting and immediate gratification. You know, you learn to throw and you do, and you're like, oh, that's gonna help me in competition.
Yeah.
But you eat, it's like just, you can not eat and still go to practice, or eat whatever you want and still go to practice, especially when you're young and like
Yeah.
invincible. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's important because your body has its limits. In fighting, we have a lot of grit. We push through stuff that's hard, but there comes a point where your poor nutrition habits are going to catch up to you and affect, you're going to get injuries. You might have delayed reaction times. You might not be able to go the whole match, or your career might just be shortened because your body finally went, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Um, so it's good to always like be prepared for, like, the biggest thing I'm always telling everybody is don't skip breakfast, because
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to start like a step behind. You already didn't eat all night, and you might have had a hard practice the night before. So you know you skip practice and you go to your morning practice, and you're like even more behind now.
Yeah.
You have energy reserves. You have no sugar in your muscles to fire up your attacks. In judo, the sh- it's super important that we have enough carbohydrates so we can fuel those explosive movements.
Yeah.
And when you don't have that, you just hit a wall, because if you don't have the energy there, then you can't fire it up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It has its limits. And same thing with hydration. Just it adds up, and it takes a while to refill the glycogen stores in your muscles, and to catch up, especially if you're injured. So it's there's a lot to say. I'm trying to like make it concise, but
Yeah, no, it's a great start to my question. So basically, let's talk about maybe some, common mistakes you see athletes make. So like you said, skipping breakfast, not drinking enough water. Um, you're saying like, yeah, it catches up to you. So yeah, when you are younger, you kind of can like get away with it, right? Having like poor nutrition, but eventually it does creep up on you, and this is true. And you can get a major injury, like you said, or like now with judo, there is, golden score overtime that can last forever. It didn't before. Remember when we were like back in the
yeah.
day, it had an ending, and now it doesn't have an ending anymore. And if you don't have enough proper nutrition, fuel for your body, you can't do golden score forever. Like it just doesn't happen. So. Um, Maybe we can talk. So when you're working with the athletes, do you also give them, nutrition plans for competition days? What is some of your, I guess tips for nutrition for competition days?
Yeah, so like I guess their first question was like common things I see, and a lot of athletes come to me with no structure to their nutrition. So I help them, you know, with their breakfast, first of all.
Yeah.
Don't skip your breakfast. And then I help them get the proper macronutrients that they
Mhm.
need to fuel their training and not have like GI issues, or you don't want to be digesting food while you're training. So
Mhm.
we just we tweak the macros and the fiber a bit, and then during making sure they're, how much are they sweating? Are we repleting that correctly? And then afterwards, getting your protein, getting that good recovery meal so you can train well the next day.
Mhm.
Not just wing it, you know.
Yeah.
And um, I also see them having a lot of snacks without protein. Like as an athlete, every meal and snack should have some protein in it. Um, and then trying to cut down on carbohydrates. Like you cannot skip on your carbohydrates as a judo player. And I made all these mistakes. Like I did this all like super disordered eating, like you kind of learn it. Like if you don't know, you just listen to like diet advice on TV or whatever
Yeah.
common advice out there. And it's quite the opposite of what you need to be doing. Um, like I cut my water way too early.
Mhm.
I was just torturing myself. And I don't know, maybe you too,
Oh
but
no,
like,
same. I really did. Like, this brings me back to like when I used to cut weight for 57 kilos, which like I used to cut like 7, 8 kilos, by the way. And I
yeah.
would drink like a Red Bull and like eat a protein bar like before training. And that's just like and
And
then I
I
wouldn't drink any
thought,
water during train. I would drink zero water during training because I wanted to like see how much I would lose during the training, and I wanted to get on the scale and be like, okay, you lost whatever kilos, and it's like you felt really good about that moment, but like literally kind of like killing myself, right? Like Red
it's super
Bull, caffeine is
um,
dehydrating, and protein bars are like eating sawdust, so like, can you just imagine? You probably know this too. So,
yeah,
so
I had a Clipbar one time. It was so dry. Like, oh,
So
this
if an
sucks.
athlete came to you, the 20-year-old Hannah came to you and was like, "Yeah, I'm drinking a Red Bull and having protein bar before training," what would you tell me?
I would give you a big hug because I know how hard it was. And it's just like you're miserable. And then you're training in one of the hardest, sports I feel like I've done. And then you got to get ready for competition. Like
Yeah,
you're fighting like a really difficult battle before you even get on a plane to
actually
go.
competes. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, this was towards the end of my like 57 kilo career, but
Me too.
it
It's
was
so
hard.
fast.
But I'm sure you maybe did the same thing in this. Then when did you just why and when did you decide to move up to 63? Was it because of this same issue with dieting and
No, I went to Jimmy's after and I was like, I'm gonna fight 57. And I remember we had a meeting and he's like, how much do you weigh right now? And I was like, 67 kilos. And he was like, you are fighting 63 kilos. Because this was like after the holidays and stuff. So,
yeah.
naturally you weigh a little bit more after resting. So he's like, you're gonna fight 63. And I was like, well, I'm not questioning this guy. Like
Yeah,
he's
also you didn't even question. That's
the
good.
crazy guy.
You're like,
But
that's great for me. I only have to cut only a few only a few kilos, not 10 kilos. So
yeah, I'm really glad he stepped in and told me that. Um, but like the disordered habits
hmm
followed me. They do follow you. So one of the big things I like to work with anybody I'm working with is having a healthy like outlook and relationship with food,
hmm
which is often overlooked because when you leave the sport and you had disordered eating for that long, it it sticks with you, and you know it can take over your life in a way, disordered eating,
Yeah.
especially if it elevates to an eating disorder.
hmm
But I think most of us kind of are in that middle area where we just don't know enough about nutrition, or we never even thought about our relationship with food.
Yeah.
Everything that we think is wrong is actually normal in our body's biological like drive to like eat carbohydrates,
hmm
or when you're sad you have a little comfort food, like You
You
shouldn't
crave a
feel
little
guilty.
sugar, ice cream, or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever's your go-to. But yeah,
Yeah. There's a
yeah,
lot of guilt and shame around eating that I try to work with them with that. And that's actually the biggest thing that I am like pretty passionate about.
I really like that because, um, yeah, you can develop a really weird relationship with food after,
Yeah, heck yeah.
after cutting weight, like kind of like I'll share a story. I also moved up to 63 kilos like you, but I had a really bad relationship with food prior to moving up. So I like continued like these very bad eating habits and like continued to like binge eat, like binge eat. I don't know if you ever had like binge eating issues,
Yeah.
but I had a really
Myself,
horrible relationship with this. And I moved to 63 and then I was still binge eating in the night, especially in the nights. I always would binge eat for some reason. I would open the refrigerator and just like eat everything. And then I saw the scale like going up and up and up and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna like be really cutting weight really hard for 63, And I was like,
but I
"What?"
did too.
Like, no, I moved up to 63 so I could actually, focus on like improving my judo instead of focusing on cutting weight, and it was
Yeah.
like backfiring. And yeah, it took like a few years and to really
Yeah.
like relearn how to eat like a normal person, like not be afraid of water. I used to actually like be a little bit afraid of water. Because
I
like
know.
I don't know, maybe you had the same thing, but I was afraid of water,
Probably.
afraid of a lot of the food that I restricted when I was, cutting weight. And then I realized like, okay, water is really good for me. Like it's good for my face, good for my skin, because I don't know if you remember, but like I also had very bad skin, it would break out, hormonal problems, as a female. So I was like, hey, well, actually, water is good for you. This is good for me, And so I had to relearn, and it was
Good. I
difficult,
mean, good
when
for
you're
you.
like, yeah, but it's not easy to to have a good relationship
Yeah.
with food. So maybe you have the same in your life as well. And this is
Yeah.
why you want to work with the athletes and teach them now before it's too late.
Yeah. It takes up so much energy and emotional energy and mental space that
Yeah.
you need to be using for life itself, you know? But those disordered thoughts are not your life. So try to remove them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So it's really, I think, amazing. So proper nutrition. This is the key to performance and to for competing. So tell me about yeah, some of the for competition, what is like I know everyone has their own, probably meal plan individualized, but what are some of the, I guess, tips for anyone listening that you want to give to, competing athletes for maybe nutrition for a little bit before and after, during.
So you got it right. There's like specific things you do for each section of,
Yeah.
you know, your training or competition. I got to pull my chair in for this one. So, so before, okay, so before the tournament, you're likely trying to make weight, right?
Hmm.
Um, I feel like I would want to work one on one with those with people on that because it's
Yeah.
there's a
So I will go in as
nope,
I'm an
skip that.
athlete. I'm competing. I just cut, we'll say 2 kilos to make 63. What is what should my go-to post weigh-in drink or meal be?
I think something if you weren't eating a lot for a while, just like a meal replacement drink, something easy to digest, so your body's not hit with a bunch of like fiber and just
Hmm.
you don't want to have any like diarrhea or indigestion right then. So
Yeah.
something drinkable and just super simple to digest that has,
Hmm.
well good balance of macronutrients in it. And then, you know, hydrating, hydration, have some carbohydrate in that, and just focus on your carbohydrates, replenishing any glycogen stores you might have lost in that time. Um, carbs.
Carbs.
I stay away from like heavy fat foods, super high fiber foods. Those take a little bit longer in your GI system to digest.
Hmm.
So you want to just give your digestion tract an easy time, because when you're in fight mode, your digestion pauses. And if you got something that is still digesting in there while you're fighting, good stuff's not going to happen. Have a nighttime snack before too.
Nighttime
Because
snack. So
I wasn't sure about this stuff, and I was like, oh, like, should I have a nighttime snack or what? But yes, have.
nighttime snacks okay? And how about always, is it always okay to drink water like during, after because you're probably a little I'm gonna be dehydrated. So drink
Yeah,
water from the moment I weigh
yeah,
in till I go to sleep, most likely. I
yeah.
would
Just
think,
keep
right?
eating. Don't like. I know you want to chug, but
Yeah.
be easy on your digestive tract
So
and your body
slowly drink your fluids.
all night.
And okay, next morning you wake up, you have my fight, I'm match number 5. So I'm like super nervous. I'm a little bit too nervous. I like struggle eating breakfast, and I know breakfast is really important. So how do you work with athletes that are, dealing with the competition nerves and have trouble eating before competition? So what are some things that like you would suggest? Because
Oh,
I mean I didn't usually have this problem, but I see some athletes are so super so nervous and they barely eat anything before they're competing. So I'm a
yeah.
nervous athlete. What's a good easy breakfast to put into my body, but also give me enough energy for competition?
Yeah, you want to have something that you're familiar with. Like, don't try anything new just because your teammate said this is the best thing to eat. Um, have a little coffee or tea for a little caffeine, and carbohydrates, like mostly carbohydrates. Have a little bit of moderate protein. So if you can do some eggs, it's not too high in fat, and just maybe some cereal, pancakes, add the syrup on, like all the sugary, simple stuff that you're told not to eat in normal life. Like that's what you want to eat during competition day, because it's super easy to digest.
Mhm.
Gummy bears, like you're gonna have a good fun time.
Oh, gummy bears. I like that one.
I know, right? Juice, like puddings, graham crackers, saltines, pretzels, like all those
Mhm.
applesauce packets, honey packets. But have a solid breakfast with some protein and just the foods that make you feel good.
Mhm.
You can digest, because you're probably not going to have any nutrition throughout the day. You don't have enough time to digest a big meal. So
And after I go to the competition, I warm up. Is there something I should have like after post warm up before I'm about to go on the mat for my first fight?
yeah, I would say keep sipping as tolerated. Like if you just are like super bloated, don't drink anymore, obviously, because you don't. And like it's annoying if you're just super overhydrated and you keep going to the bathroom too.
Yeah, yeah, this is also very annoying.
But yeah, just keep sipping, and if you feel like you want to eat a little bit, have like a little honey or a few gummies or jelly beans or something, applesauce packets. Like just do little intakes throughout the day, because that'll keep you fueled correctly and hydrated.
And what if I make the final block? Sometimes you make the final block and there's like a long break in between. What do I eat? Because sometimes, you're like unsure like how much food to put into your body because you don't know how your body's going to take it, in an hour or two when you're, fighting for the final in the final. So what
Yeah.
is something that you would recommend athletes to eat before they fight? The final
I'll
block
say
after having a long break. For me, this one was always a little tricky. I never knew what to eat. So I'm actually interested to see what you would say.
yeah. Um, I mean, it's pretty individualized. That's why I work
Yeah, of
really
course.
close with the players. But I'll just say in general, because everybody's GI system or what they can tolerate is
Hmm.
different. But if you have like 3 hours, 4 hours, you can have, some protein. You can have like, I know at the European tournaments, they always have like rice and chicken and veggies
Yeah,
or something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Like, yeah, I would make like, you don't want to eat a huge meal. Like just eat something that you know that you can, like what you would eat before practice, basically. Like, and that's where it also starts. You practice this during
Hmm.
your training, try the new stuff during training, but you can have like a little sandwich, with, I don't know if they have lunch meat there, but chicken. I guess you can make a little chicken sandwich. You don't want to
Chicken.
put too much fiber, so just lay off the veggies, um, and just eat something easy to digest that will just do the job and give you the energy. So like rice, some pasta,
Hmm.
and a little bit of the protein. So like a quarter of your plate or less if you have a hard time digesting that
What
stuff.
about peanut butter? What are your thoughts on this? Like, making like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Is this like enough energy or is this bad for your stomach? What are your thoughts on peanut butter?
I
I
think
like
it's
peanut
good.
butter sometimes. And actually,
It's
I've
also,
seen a few American athletes, they maybe eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or even Canadian athletes, they bring peanut butter over to Europe and they make their own sandwiches. Um, so
yeah, I think it's good because it's affordable, it's transportable, shelf
yeah,
stable,
yeah, yeah.
just not going crazy on the peanut butter because it does have fat in it,
Mhm.
but slam on that jelly, throw
All the
some honey
sugar,
on
I
the
guess, is good for
yeah,
competition.
but yeah, white bread. And then if you can't have a whole sandwich, just do like one, because
Hmm.
that's all carbs in there. So, and practice with that at home. Because some people, they might just not like, I don't think I could tolerate a peanut butter sandwich when I competed. I
Yeah.
couldn't eat anything. So I would eat Ensure or Boost drinks. I
Oh
would have
wow.
that when
Yeah.
there was a break because I couldn't digest anything. Like,
Yeah. Do you
I
know
would
what I
really,
started really liking? Well, because I have a 4-year-old, right? So when I came back after having my daughter, I really like these like little like fruit pouches that you give your kids,
yeah,
like the
those are
applesauce and
perfect.
everything. And you know what? I started taking them to the competitions with me and like literally like they're for me, this is like game changer. I wish I did this like before I had kids,
Oh my
but
God.
and it tastes really good, easy to eat. You don't have to like think, it's not like you don't have to like do too much. You just, twist the cap and, you don't have to like chew. Also, like sometimes I felt like chewing was an issue for me, like on competition days. I don't know why. Just like,
Yeah, it's just your individual.
yeah, it's just me, right? See, this is why it's so good that you are working individually with these athletes because everyone has their own like things,
Yeah,
quirks or something, or preferences, right? So, it's good to like
yeah.
know.
They pull all this like random stuff about the person, preferences, I don't know, budget, lifestyle, and then just make a cute little plan for them.
But, at the end of the day, you love what you're doing, and this is like really the most important thing. You love, giving back, helping people, and, seeing these athletes out there, the nutrition makes a difference in their performances. So, and you could
Definitely.
help an athlete, going to the next Olympics, LA
I know,
2028.
like I couldn't reach my goal, but maybe I can help somebody else reach my goal. Reach
Exactly.
their goal, not my goal. And then the eating disorders, like that's just the biggest thing, like or disordered eating.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you really hit some good points about relationship with food and trying to fix this and, make it just about food is not something to be afraid of.
And message me if anybody is watching this and they feel like they have some kind of disorder that they can't shake and it's just kind of ruining their life. Just send me a message. I have an Instagram for my nutrition account. And I even if you don't want to work with me, like I could recommend some books or workbooks that will help.
I think you're doing an amazing job. And I think, as a mother myself, it's really amazing to see, how much time and effort you're putting into giving back to the sport. And
Me
um,
too.
I really
Well,
respect that. I think it's amazing.
thank
To
you.
finish it out,
Bye.
you also mentioned, you hope this helps, the athletes going to LA. It's a way for you to give back to the Olympics. What some advice would you give to some athletes who are listening in on this conversation?
I think if you're still growing and you're young, it's hard if you're dominating a weight class, but your body is also trying to grow and evolve and get stronger. So if you're having a hard time fitting into that weight class, I would recommend eating, seeing where you naturally land, so you can train at your highest, energy level and get get your get the most out of your body in training, so your judo can also get better. And then later on, you're not an adult and you have to adapt to a new weight category like you and I did, right?
Mhm.
I mean, there was a time when I made 57 easily, but there was a time where it got hard. I wish I would have made the jump so I can adapt to that style of fighting.
Mhm.
You know how 57, 63 is so different.
Mhm.
Not only
Yeah.
are they different, your body's different. So um, if you're really struggling and you're getting disordered eating and you're feeling miserable, like it's probably a good sign to take a step back, allow your body to eat. If you're binge eating, it's likely because you're not fueling yourself, you're giving your body enough energy in the first place,
Mhm.
which is a self-control issue. It's a biological issue. Like your body needs that energy. And you're still building your bone density at that age too. So there's just there's just a lot. Yeah. But for my adult clients, um, I would just say reach out to me, or you can reach out to any dietitian, but some of them might not understand the deepness of the weight cutting culture. And I worked with a dietitian and I just lied to her about how I ate.
Same.
You know,
But
like,
you are a former judoka, so there is this connection here, and this is why it's really great you are able to work with other judoka because you've been in this lifestyle. You know what it's like to wake up in the morning, make
yeah.
weights, compete, deal with all the other issues like, traveling overseas and, you're in a jet lagged and dealing with, so many different factors that
Mhm.
affect your performance. But if you can control your eating, this is gonna really help. You can control one thing. You can't control how the fight goes. You can't control if you get your bag, maybe your bag's left at the airport or something, but you can control what you eat. And this is why it's so important to get it like in check. Yeah?
Got it. You nailed it.
I nailed it. Boom. Well, Janine, I know you're really busy with your two kids at home. Really thank you for taking the time to speak with me.
So
It's great to
you're the
connect with
pregnant
you.
one.
So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Hannah.